Good morning friends. Today we are learning arbitrary waveform generator. The word arbitrary means a signal by our choice or signal by random. Whatever we choose, that should be generated through the waveform generator is called a arbitrary waveform generator. So this waveform generator generates sine wave. As you see in a front panel control, a sine wave is generated, square wave is also generated, ramp is also generated, pulse is also generated, noise is also generated, or any arbitrary waveform of our choice can be generated. Then there will be a modulation. Sweep means as per our requirement frequency modulation is possible. Modulator circuitry, this knob will generate amplitude modulated signal, sweep will generate frequency modulated signal, burst will generate some burst type of signals. Then store and recall facility is also available in this circuitry. Utility and help facility is also available. Then trigger is also available. Output panel is output waveform can be generated. Synchronization and output is provided. Output probe is also provided. So based on these amplitude and frequency knobs, we will generate any frequency. Now what is the key features of this arbitrary waveform generator? 10 megahertz, it generates up to 10 megahertz sine and square waveforms. It also generates pulse, ramp, triangle, noise and DC waveform. Optional 14-bit 50 megasamples per second 8 kilo point arbitrary waveform generator is also there. Amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, pulse width modulation types of modulation is also possible in this. Linear and logarithmic sweeps and burst operation is also possible. 10 millivolt peak to peak to 1 to 10 volt peak to peak amplitude range is also available. Graph mode for visual verification of signal setting is also available. Connect via USB, GPIB and LAN is also available. Measurement characteristics of this arbitrary waveform is standard sine, square, ramp, triangle, pulse, noise, DC, built-in arbitrary waveforms, exponential rise, exponential fall, negative ramp, sine by x, cardiac. Then frequency range is 1 megahertz to 10 megahertz frequency. Amplitude is 0.1 dB, 0.2 dB. Amplitude fitness, that is relative to 1 kilohertz, it is up to 0.3 dB. Harmonic distortion is less than 1 volt peak to peak. DC to 20 kHz minus 70 dB harmonic distortion and others. These are the range of harmonic distortion, that is minus 70 dB. Then minus 65, minus 50 and 40 for different ranges such as 20 kHz, 100 kHz, 1 megahertz and 10 megahertz. Total harmonic distortion is DC to 20 kHz, that is 0.04%. And for spurious non-harmonic type, to 1 megahertz it is minus 70 dBc. For 1 megahertz to 10 megahertz it is minus 70 dBc plus or plus 6 dB per octave. Phase noise is minus 115 dBc per hertz. So this is what a waveforms characteristics or measurement characteristics of arbitrary signal generator. A function generator, let us switch to another point, that is function generator. The function generator is usually a piece of electronics test equipment or software used to generate different types of electric waveforms over a wide range of frequencies. Some of the most common waveforms produced by the function generator are sine, square, triangular and sawtooth shapes. Function generator means signal generator. triangular waveform generation. Simple function generates usually in the previous lectures we have studied sine and square wave generator. On the same basis there will be a triangular wave generator. Triangular wave generator is nothing but one integrated, that's all. One single integrator is there through which we are generating triangular wave. Integrator whose input is sine wave or any type of signal, and automatically it integrates the signal. Op amp as an integrator whose non-inverting terminal is connected to the capacitor and R is there in the input arm. Inverting terminal is grounded, who generates a integrator output. Capacitor charges through the input sine wave or input any DC signal also, and who generates a corresponding output. If signal goes low, it automatically discharges through the resistor path. This is main theme is integrator who generates a electronic signal of triangular wave, triangular shape. It is your dish is suppose a chicken dish. It is decorated with other parts, mirch, masala and other. Like that, integrator is a main central theme for triangular wave generator. It is then fitted with another blocks. Let us understand this triangular wave function generator. A frequency control network is also there. Frequency control, external frequency control is also there. It may be a square waveform that is provided through a frequency control. Suppose it is a square waveform or sine waveform. Then upper constant current source adds a constant current in the signal so that integrator or capacitor will work properly. It should function properly. It should provide constant current of a signal to the integrator. So constant current source only adds current if it is less, and if removes the current, and maintains a constant current through the circuit. It goes to integrator input and capacitor C charges through a sine wave. During positive half cycle, capacitor charges. So charging of the capacitor is quite or if it is a square wave input, capacitor charges during the positive peak, and during negative peak it discharges. So charging and discharging will happen to the signal whose output is V0 is integrator output. Then this integrator output is connected to voltage comparator. If it is connected to op amp as a comparator, during more peak, comparator generates positive, and during less voltage it generates negative peak. It is also provided to resistance diode shaping circuit. Resistance diode shaping circuit also generates a sine wave, triangular to sine wave converter. Output is amplified, so it's sine wave, square wave and triangular wave as it is taken out. So these are few waves that are generated through a function generator. This is the function generator block diagram. Now what are the characteristics of function generator? The characteristics are frequency range is 1 millihertz to up to 100 kilohertz. Linearity is less than 0.1% of peak output. Then variable symmetry is up to 100%. The various outputs of the generator may be available at the same time. I will show you what is meant by function generator. A function generator is usually a piece of electronic test equipment or software used to generate different types of electric waveforms over a wide range of frequencies. Some of the most common waveforms produced by the function generator are the sine wave, square wave, triangular wave, sawtooth wave, then triangular wave. Simple function generators usually generate triangular waveform whose frequency can be controlled smoothly as well as in steps. This triangular wave is used as the basis for all of its other outputs. The triangular wave is generated by repeatedly charging and discharging a capacitor from a constant current source. This process produces a linear ascending or descending voltage ramp as the output voltage is upper and lower limits. The charging and discharging is reversed using a comparator produced the linear triangle wave. By varying the current and the size of the capacitor, different frequency obtained. So this was related to this particular function generator circuitry. Now the various outputs of generator may be available at the same time, providing a square wave for linearity measurements in an audio system. A simultaneous sawtooth output may be used to drive the horizontal duplex amplifier of an oscilloscope, providing a visual display of the measurement result. The capacity of the function generator to phase lock to an external signal source in another useful feature. One function generator may be used to phase lock a second function generator, and the output signals can be displayed in phase by an adjustable amount. In addition, one generator may be phase locked to a harmonic of the sine wave of another generator. By adjusting the phase amplitude of the harmonics, almost any waveform may be generated by the summation of the fundamental frequency generated by the one function generator and the harmonic generated by the other function generator. So almost all using a function generator and harmonic generator is possible. The function generator can also be phase locked to a frequency standard, and all its output waveforms are then generated with the frequency accuracy and stability of the standard source. Random noise is useful in room acoustic measurements, loudspeaker and microphone tests, psychoacoustic test, filter test, crosstalk measurements for multi-channel carrier systems, calibration checks on recording systems, modulation of signal generators and test oscillators, test of RMS response of meters, observation of response in systems, electrical averaging of resonant responses, and comparisons of effective bandwidth. A pair of these generators can be used as a signal source for demonstration of various degrees of correlation, possible errors of random sampling, and other concepts of statistical theory. A random noise is often defined as a noise that has a normal or Gaussian distribution of amplitude. Random noise is composed of harmonics from across the frequency spectrum. Random noise generator. The method of generating noise is usually to use a semiconductor noise which delivers frequencies in a band roughly extending from 80 to 220 kHz. The output from the noise diode is amplified and heterodyned down to audio frequency band by means of a balanced symmetrical modulator. The filter arrangement controls the bandwidth and supplies an output signal in three spectrum choices: white noise, pink noise, and Usasi noise. So this is a block diagram of random noise generator. Random source of 80 to 200 kHz is there. What are the source of noise in this? Is source of noise is, see, random noise generator has the source of RMS response of meters. Filter test, crosstalk measurements we want to measure, then random noise can be used. Random signal are any, it is generated through a electronic circuitry whose heat is generated and heat is absorbed and converted into electrical energy. That is nothing but a noise generated. It is used, it is used in a crosstalk of mobile games. Crosstalk of mobile games. Any random signal, if there is a random signal, then to measure crosstalk, whether there is a crosstalk or not, for that reference only random noise generator is used. Now noise source is what? Any heat generated out of any electronic circuitry or any heat generated noise pollution is there, that is converted into electrical signal, and that is provided to the amplifier as a noise source. This noise amplifier amplifies this noise, and modulator is used to superimpose upon a high frequency so that this noise will be generated properly. Modulator is used to increase the frequency of this noise generator. Modulator is through a oscillator also. Noise is superimposed again so that weak signal are becoming strong. Secondly, it will not travel more distance, that's why it is superimposed upon high frequency so that it will travel longer distance. And thirdly, it also generates or to increase the frequency. Then it is provided to white, pink and Usasi filters, with which these filters will provide white noise. If we want white noise, filter is provided so that pink and Usasi filters, Usasi signal will be suppressed and only white is passed. Pink, to get pink, only pink is passed. To get Usasi filters, only rest of the noises are suppressed and only the expected signal is passed, and it is amplified, which is nothing but a noise output. So if we draw a noise voltage versus frequency, then at certain level of 1 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz, Usasi noise is having better amplitude. So during this noise frequency only we generate high voltage noise. So voltage of Usasi noise is more in 1 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz frequency range, and pink signal is having more voltage up to 1 kilohertz, whereas white noise has more voltage throughout the range. So white noise is very useful because it is more standard and it is more constant voltage generation. White noise, the characteristics of white noise containing many frequencies with equal intensities. So this generates more frequencies with equal intensities. Pink noise of VF noise is a signal or process with a frequency spectrum such that the power spectral density is inversely proportional to frequency of the signal. In pink noise, each octave carries an equal amount of noise energy. Sweep generators. As I told you, sweep generator is a frequency modulation. That means constantly it should change its frequency. That is a sweep generator. Means 1 hertz, 2 hertz, 3 hertz, 4 hertz and 5 hertz and so on. That is, within a certain range, its frequency should change. In a sweep generator, you will find this frequency of each and every cycle is changed. First cycle frequency is different than second cycle. It is more than second cycle frequency. It is more than third cycle frequency. It is more than fourth cycle frequency. It is still more than fifth cycle sequence, and it is still more than next. So if we demodulate this signal, you will get this ramp type of waveform at the output side. So frequency modulation is nothing but a sweep frequency. This is basic circuit. Provides a sinusoidal output voltage. What is there in the circuit? A ramp generator is there whose output is provided to voltage tuned oscillator who gives change in frequency. Voltage tuned oscillator means voltage controlled oscillator. If we provide voltage control, then oscillator frequency will change. For 1 volt, 1 kilohertz frequency you will get. For 2 volt, you will get 2 kilohertz frequency. That is use of voltage tuned oscillator or voltage controlled oscillator. IC 565 is voltage controlled oscillator that you might have studied in second year electronic circuits. It provides a sinusoidal output voltage whose frequency varies smoothly and continuously over an entire frequency band, usually at an audio rate. The process of frequency modulation may be accomplished electronically or mechanically. It is done electronically by using modulating voltage to vary the reactance of the oscillator tank circuit component, and mechanically by means of a motor driven capacitor as provided for an modern laboratory type signal generators. This is a RF master oscillator. Then there will be a mixer and voltage control oscillator in between. RF oscillator generates oscillating frequency. Mixer is adding these frequencies to and whose output is given as a sweep generated output. Sweep generated VCO output. So RF master oscillator will get this, mixer will mix it, and output you will get VCO output or voltage control oscillator output. Sweep generator have the master oscillator, mostly an RF type with many operating ranges which are selected by range switch end. The other will be a varying frequency signal which is produced by another oscillator called voltage controlled oscillator. The voltage controlled oscillator has variable capacitance which depends upon voltage applied across it. This is used to vary the frequency of sinusoidal output of the voltage controlled oscillator. A special electronic device mixer is then used to combine the output of VCO and output of the master oscillator. The output is the difference between frequencies of the output signal of the master oscillator and VCO. Variation in sweep rates can be from 100 to 0.101 seconds per sweep. The x-axis of the oscilloscope or XY recorder can be easily driven synchronously with a voltage that varies linearly or logarithmically. Many frequency control is there, range switch is there, master oscillator amplifier, marker generator, frequency sweeper, level control circuitry whose output goes to output attenuator, and output voltage is RF output, radio frequency output with change in frequency. So this is what a sweep generator. In an examination you draw this figure. A master oscillator is there and amplifier is there, inbuilt amplifier whose output goes to output attenuator. So this master output and amplifier, this generator generate signal, which is a sweep generator. The frequency sweeper provides a variable modulating voltage, which causes the frequency sweeper provides a variable modulating voltage which causes capacitance of the master oscillator to vary. A representative sweep rate could be of the order of 20 sweeps per second. A manual control allows independent adjustment of the oscillator resonant frequency. The frequency sweeper provides a synchronization to drive the horizontal deflection plates of the CRO. Thus, the amplitude of the response of a test device will be locked and displayed on the screen. To identify a frequency interval, a maker generator provides half sinusoidal waveforms at an frequency within the sweep range. Sweep generator is sweep frequency generator, or it is frequency modulation type of frequency generator. The marker voltage can be added to the sweep voltage to the CRO during alternate cycle of the sweep voltage and appears superimposed on the response curve. The automatic level control circuit is a closed loop feedback system which monitors the RF level at some point in the measurement system. This circuit holds the power delivered to the load or rest circuit constant and independent of frequency and impedance changes. A constant power level prevents any source mismatch and also provides a constant readout calibration with frequency. Square and pulse generator. These generators, this is a square and pulse generator, as we studied this in the previous lecture also. Sine wave, square wave and triangular wave generator was there. Now we will learn a pulse generator in which ramp oscillator or Schmitt trigger is used. Schmitt trigger generates different duty cycles. Schmitt trigger op amp as a Schmitt trigger is base for this particular circuitry. So Schmitt trigger generates different duty cycle frequency. Rest of the circuit is same. That is, frequency controls output goes to upper current constant current source. Then there is a switching circuit who either switches to upper current source constant, this is constant current source, or lower constant current source whose output goes to Schmitt trigger. Now frequency control generated square wave is provided to Schmitt trigger. Schmitt trigger will generate different duty cycle voltage. That is, pulse width generator during duty cycle is adjustable. That's why we will keep only one pulse. What is the use of pulse? Pulse generator reduces power consumption, or only pulse is utilized for any frequency analysis. That's why power consumption is less in pulse. It is used in telephonic switching. And then this trigger output, Schmitt trigger output is which is variable pulse on variable frequency, the pulse of different frequency. No doubt it is a square wave, but pulse square wave, and which it has its own frequency, whose output goes to output amplifier within 600 ohm output 50 ohm output amplifier, and trigger output circuit is there. Now let us understand by reading square and pulse generator. These generators are used as measuring device in combination with CRO. If there is a CRO, then directly we will get pulse width on the display, right? A generator along with CRO, that means generator signal, and it is given to display circuit is called generator plus CRO. They provide both quantitative and qualitative information of the system under test. They are made use of an transient response testing of amplifier. The fundamental difference between a pulse generator and square wave generator is in the duty cycle. Pulse reduce the power dissipation in the component. Under test, measurements of transistor gain can be made with pulses short enough to prevent junction heating. Square wave generators are used whenever the low frequency characteristics of system are being investigated. Testing audio systems, for instance. Square waves are also preferable to short duration pulses if the response of a system requires some time to settle down. Pulse generator, the frequency range of the instrument is covered in 7 decade steps, that is 1 Hz to 10 megahertz, with a linearly calibrated dial for continuous adjustment on all ranges. The duty cycle can be varied from 25% to 75%. Two independent outputs are available. A 50 ohm source that supplies pulses with rise and fall times of 5 nanoseconds at 5 volt peak amplitude, and 600 ohm source that supplies pulses with rise and second to 30 volt peak amplitude. The instrument can be operated as a free running generator, or it can be synchronized with external signals. Trigger output pulses for synchronization of external circuits are also available. So basic pulse generator is Schmitt trigger, which is getting input from constant current source, and Schmitt trigger generates different duty cycle. Only learn Schmitt trigger that we have learned in op amp circuitry. Schmitt trigger output is this output. This is a square wave output, which it also generate up to 10 megahertz frequency. Requirements of a pulse: the pulse should have minimum distortion, so that any distortion in a display is solely due to circuit under test. The basic characteristics of the pulse are rise time, overshoot, ringing, sag, and undershoot. In general, the rise time and the fall time of the pulse should be significantly faster than the circuit or component under test. Any overshoot, ringing, or sag in the test pulse should be known to avoid confusion and similar phenomena caused by the test circuit. The pulse should have sufficient maximum amplitude if appreciable output power is required by the test circuit. Example for magnetic core memory. At the same time, the attenuation range should be adequate to produce small amplitude pulses to prevent overdriving of some test circuits. So pulse characteristics is given in the circuit, that is 10% proximal line. Pulse start at 50% maximal time. Distal line 90% and top line 100% is there. Overshoot is also there. Ringing is also there. Pulse duration, pulse width, these are the ringing and other parameters. While the generation of the pulses, pulse width is calculated from 10% to 90% of the line. Then drop is there, then pulse stop is there, then trailing edge, then last transition fall time, decay time, minus 10% amplitude, undershoot, backlashing is also there. So these are a generator characteristics of the pulses that should be minimized in a signal generator. The range of frequency control of the pulse repetition rate should meet the needs of the experiment. For example, a repetition frequency of 100 MHz is required for testing fast circuits. Other generators have a pulse burst feature which allows train of pulses rather than a continuous output. Some pulse generators can be triggered by an externally applied trigger signal. Conversely, pulse generators can be used to produce trigger signals when this output is passed through a differentiator circuit. The output impedance of the pulse generator is important consideration. In a fast pulse system, the generator should be matched to the cable and cable to the test circuit. That's why there are different lots of things that has to considered in a pulse generator. That's why a that's why 50 ohm cable is there, 50 ohm impedance cable is there, 600 ohm impedance cable is also there. A mismatch would cause distortion of the pulses. DC coupling of the output circuit is needed when DC bias level is to be maintained. A pulse burst triggering 50 nanosecond times output is this main output. There are three types. One is external input, sink output and main output. So this is what a propagation delay fixed. This is what a burst is there. TTL level and burst count variable from 1 Hertz to 500 Hertz. So this is what a duty cycle. Waveform characteristics, if it is generated, it is up to 10 megahertz. Rise time, fall time is 20 nanosecond. Overshoot is less than 2%. Variable duty cycle is 20 to 80%. Asymmetry is up to 1% of period plus 5 nanosecond, and jitter is up to 1 nanosecond plus 100 ppm of period. Then frequency range is up to 500 megahertz. Pulse width of 40 nanosecond minimum width. Variable age time is 20 nanosecond to 100 nanosecond. Overshoot is less than 2% and jitter is up to 300 plus 0.1 ppm of period. Frequency synthesizer we will learn in the next lecture. Thank you very much.